My name is Ulises Javier Lopez. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division, 8.5 years. First of the 508 Parachute Infantry Regiment. I was deployed in Afghanistan twice, from 07 to 08, and also from 2009 to 2010. I was born in Manzanillo, Colima, Mexico, and my family migrated to the United States when I was 3, I believe. We moved a lot when I was younger, but we finally settled here in Arizona. And I was raised here. My mother did the best she could, and I think she did really good, because I never realized that I was poor until I was like 15, 14 years old, when kids started really making fun of me for the clothes that I wore. I dropped out of high school as a sophomore. I just made the wrong decisions. I was all over the place, and I started seeing a lot of bad things that I was putting myself in, right? Gangs and drugs and whatnot. I started talking to a recruiter, and before I could get in any other trouble, I agreed to join the military. And it was either that or dig myself into a further hole that I couldn't get out of. And February 16th of 2006, I was on the bus and I was heading out to basic training. I was wounded in my first deployment. Took about 8 months of recovery. I took a 7.62, which happens to be a hefty round, to the chest, and they had to remove my right lung. But I still recovered, and I deployed back, and I finished the deployment with my brothers. So I do got a tattoo here. It's basically a replica of what's on my dog tag, and it says no MRI. And so the reason why it says no MRI is because I got hit with a armor-piercing round. It's a steel round that came from a PKM. It's a heavy machine gun. I believe it's Russian-made. And so the round stayed in me. So when I got shot, the round stayed in there, and there was no use taking it out. They had to hastily open my sternum, and they had to clear out all the debris that they could out there, and then they had to remove the lung because it was in that bad shape. The bullet was lodged in between my ribs, and they figured that they would just take care of it later. They gave me a couple of blood transfusions, resuscitated me, and they sent me off to Germany. We went, I got that replica here, and no MRI. So the hopes, again, it was how naive I was early on in the military, was that if I do get wounded and there's no way to identify me, that if they happen to pull me under an MRI, because it is dangerous if you have steel in you and you go through an MRI, then this will stop the round from heating and cooking my insides or pulling and causing further damage. So that's why I got it. And it's also a reminder, of course, because where the tattoo's at is directly over where the round is lodged. So when you're deployed, right, you have people that do die. And that's just what war is. We know that we're all look to the left and right, and we're all gonna go, but sadly not everyone's gonna come back. And so it never hit me until we had a VBED come in, and I lost 2 good friends. So these people passing, coming back that deployment, seeing the looks of their family, their face, right? That was hard. That was hard for everyone. I remember after they got hurt, and then we found out that they actually died. And I found out that one had a baby on the way, and the other one had children as well. And how is that going to impact my family? And so I thought about my son. I think you're a fool if you don't. I think you're a fool if you say you're never scared during a firefight. I think that's just foolish. I would say that I was scared a lot of times when we were under contact, because I might not see my son again. That weighed a lot on me. But one thing though is that when I was back in the FOB and we were relaxing, man, it made those conversations with my son, even though I could barely understand what he was saying, it would make those conversations that much more precious, because I know that I do have something to live for. Here, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm still taking my class to be a physical therapist and transfer out of here. But I think right now, what I could be as a voice to the younger students to help them out, to understand that you don't want your son going to war like I did, or I don't want my son going to war like I did. Because I know what war is like. And I know one thing is that those who wish for war never truly see war.